Hey guys, I'm live again. Sorry that I'm a bit late this time. So today I'm going to talk about my book as usual, The Art of Owning Your Story. So this time we are going to talk about chapter 5, Hitting the Rock Bottom, and chapter 6, Don't Beat Yourself Up. So these are two very short chapters, not very long, but it's a lot that happens during this period. So hitting the rock bottoms is the phase when I sold my company off and I went back home to having nothing in life. And it was about how I picked myself up, how I took up a job after that, and how I started my career in writing. So let's talk about hitting the rock bottoms. When I was 26, yeah, at the end of 2016, I sold off the first company that I started and I went back home after that. It was a very unique experience in my life and it took a lot of courage to do that because I was going back home where I have no job, no career, and I didn't even have a goal to move forwards. So it's a very humbling experience to go back to home where I really had nothing in life except the people who love me. And so I was really grateful for my parents who stayed with me on that journey, who gave me the space to find myself. And at that space, when you have nothing, when people ask you what you do, I didn't know how to answer. It was at that space when you don't have a career, a job title to back yourself up, that you find out who you really are. And I built myself with up from embracing the emptiness, embracing being able to live in the moment, embracing the freedom I have to just go out, run, and then read the things that I'm curious about. And it was in going through this that gave me the confidence and give me the identity about who I am. When I have no job, I'm still a perfectly complete person. I'm full, I'm whole, I'm present. I have love, I have health, I have time to meditate, I have time to take care of my spirituality. So yeah, that was what I learned in rock bottom of life. I learned that life is so much more than having a career, than making a tons of money, because it was at that place I realized that it is very important to have people in your life who care about me, who support me, who love me, and who stay along the journey to pursue whatever my passion is about. Basically, the whole space for me, and I'm grateful to have discovered so much about life when I was at the rock bottom. So in this book, I have a quote about rock bottom. It says that if there's one upside to massive failure, it's that you reach a point where you quite literally have nothing left to lose. At that moment, you have a blank canvas with infinite possibilities for what could become your next masterpiece. Because seriously, like at that point where I really have nothing, I don't know what to do, the only way forward is upwards. Like I literally cannot go any lower than that. So yeah, that was rock bottom, and it happened at the beginning of 2017, which was just last year in January. From January until February. Just January. So February after Chinese New Year, I came back to the city and I went through another phase of life that I rarely tell people. Yeah, because when I tell people about my journey, I usually skip this part, these 3 months when I took up a cafe operation manager role in a new startup cafe. So basically, I took up a job. It was a operation manager role that looked good, sound good, and pays well. But in there, I ended up going through the toughest period of my life because of the inconsistency between the requirement of the job and my own personality and character. because I'm a creative person, and when I took up a job that was routine and that requires me to create system and to follow rules, I went through this incongruence that sucked the life out of me, sucked the possibility out of me. I was always complaining about work, and I thought I could do the job and still explore something that I'm interested in, I'm passionate about on the side, such as writing. But at the end of the day, I realized that when you do something that sucks the energy out of you, you have nothing left at the end of the day, no matter how short or how long you have nothing left to create things that can move people, things that can inspire people. So it took me 3 months to quit the job. And throughout the 3 months, I keep asking people like, should I go on? I suffer a lot. Like, should I go on? Is this the right choice to take up this job? Is it right to take up, like, to go to stay in this job for the stability, for the income? And a lot of people give me different opinions. Some told me that I should go on to learn new things, new skills. Some told me that I should expand my comfort zone because it's not something that I'm comfortable with. And so I obey, or I take into consideration their recommendation for some time. But after 3 months, I couldn't take it anymore. So I made the decision to listen to my heart and quit that job. And my mind, from a cloudy, stormy weather, once I quit the job, it becomes sunny and full of sunshine again. I finally had the space and clarity to really figure out what I want and what I'm really good at and what kind of job, what kind of work suits my personality. And that was when I started my business, a new business, a new company in content writing. So when we go into this new journey in content writing, it doesn't just happen overnight. I didn't just quit the job and start content writing. Actually, I came across my first client when I was working in the cafe, and this encounter and closing this deal taught me a lot about life that nobody can tell you about. Like, I really had to go through it to know that the universe has your back, and life, it's like your path is guided in a way. Because I met my first client, Ken, when I was working as a cafe manager, and at that time he was looking for someone to write a book for him. So the first time I met him, I didn't even pitch to provide him the service. I didn't even tell him how good I am. I just told him that I'm passionate about writing, and I was honest with him that I had a job and I hadn't write any book before, or in fact I wasn't in the industry at that time. It was just it's a referral by a friend. But I met the right person at the right time, because Ken is the person who took chances on millennials, on young people who are passionate about what they do. So he gave me this 5-figure deal to write a book for him. So him giving me that deal gave me a lot of confidence about what is possible for me, about what I can do. And so after that, I registered a company, and I have enough courage to quit the cafe manager job and jump into a full-time writer. So I started off as a solopreneur where I work for my own. So I have to look for clients on my own. I have to take care of the job, manage the project on my own. And I used to think that this is it. I found my place, writing. But the reality wasn't like that. Because when it comes to writing, when I was able to turn my passion into work, that was when I went through another round of conflict, or rather internal struggle, to know that there is a difference between work and passion. And if we are able to combine work and passion, we are really, really, really lucky. Because throughout the whole of last year, besides the book for my first client, Kent, I took up a lot of job to produce corporate contents, such as for websites, for corporate profile. And all this job was very unfulfilling in the sense that my work is not connecting with people, it's not produced for the purpose of making life better for other people. It is just fulfilling the, like the standard procedure of those big corporates. They need the profile out, they need to have a like website to convert customers. So I went through a phase of struggle, as in I lost passion in writing. I wasn't excited about creating anymore. And that was when I asked myself, now I'm writing and it brings me income. Why am I not happy? So throughout the process of figuring out, I realized that writing when we write with a purpose, it gives us passion. When we write for the sake of making money, it is just an action without meaning. So a lot of people wonder, what is passion, what is purpose? Some people say that having a passion cannot pay your bills. Some people say that passion doesn't matter at all. Passion comes from your action. Some people say that you don't need a purpose to live a fulfilling life. So from my own experience, I can only speak from my own life, that purpose and passion is very, very important for me to keep on doing something, because I realized that purpose and passion are two opposing forces. So when we do something for people, when we do something to serve people, it gives us a purpose because we are doing something which is bigger than ourselves. And that in turn gives me the passion to do the thing. Because passion in the end is a feeling that gives you the fire, that give you the reason to wake up and do something, be excited to do something and not complain about it. And it is the energy that enable you to spend hours and even longer just to complete something small, but it means a lot to you. So that's my theory about passion and purpose, two opposing forces. One is for others and then one is for yourself. But we need these two in balance in order to keep doing something, in order to keep creating something for the good of other people. Yeah, so that was what I learned, and I started the content writing business from May, full time from May until the end of last year. And this year I took up some time to publish a book, which I launched at the end of March. It's very weird because even though I'm a published author right now, I'm still in a journey of figuring out what's next for me. So just recently, a friend told me that my life is very fluid and he felt scared for me. And in a way, he's saying that I'm floating. Some comment like this, when people told me that I'm floating, I'm going, I have to know where to go in life. I have to have a goal. Like comments like that used to crush me, and I used to feel very lost when I got comments like this. But after all these years, after this 1.5 years of trying things, of exploring life, of allowing myself to give up everything and go back to having nothing in life, there are many, many life lessons that I learned, which are ingrained in my heart. And they are so firm that nothing can take that from me, because I went through it the hard way. I allow life experiences to crush my spirits, and I allow myself to rebuild my self-worth from the ruins. So yeah, if I have to conclude this 2 chapters about hitting the rock bottom and how I started a career in content writing when I was able to turn my passion in writing into work. I would say that I really believe that the universe has our back, that when we show up fully in everything we do, when we bring energy to every encounters, to every events we attend, life will reciprocate with the right opportunity, will bring us the right people at the right time. So when we stop trying so hard to control where life goes, when we stop trying so hard to use our mind and effort to determine our next steps, I feel like sometimes things will unfold itself and our biggest opportunity is right there in front of us. We just have to keep going and stay true to ourselves, stay centered with our inner being, and bring energy to everything. So yeah, that's all for this time. I hope you guys I wouldn't say agree because there's no right or wrong in life experiences. I just hope that my story give you guys a new model of a way of creating a life that you love. So if you have any questions, do comments in the box down there, or you can shoot me an email about it. So next week, I'm going to talk about the next 2 topics, which is not really about what I went through, but it's more like things that matter in life. So chapter 7 is Live Life Like a Story, which is about my adventures, solo traveling, and what I learned in the process. And chapter 8 is about fear. It's called To Be Afraid is to Be Alive. So until next week, guys, stay awesome.